Welcome to this week's Today's Health and Wellness Podcast mini-episode for April. This is Brett.
And I'm Ashley. First off, thanks for downloading and listening to this mini-episode of our podcast. At the very beginning of the month, we bring you a full episode of Today's Health and Wellness. And as the month goes on, we want to make the segments of the podcast available for you so you don't have to skip through the longer monthly podcast.
All the information about this mini-episode is in the podcast show notes. Enjoy! We always like to include our pets in today's Health and Wellness podcast, and just recently I found an article about flying with Fido, how to vacation with your four-pod companion. And really, I guess I haven't seen a lot of travelers with pets, but I do know it's common. I guess most of them are in the cargo bay, and you don't realize it.
So, yeah.
But traveling with your pet can be stressful, but it doesn't have to be if you plan ahead. Some tips from the American Veterinary Medical Association mentioned some ways to prepare. First of all, just visit the vet, just as you should be in tip-top shape before traveling. Make sure your dog is too. There could be a possibility that they just aren't going to take the flight very well, and they say maybe get in about 10 days before your departure date. Do your research. If you're flying internationally, there may be special requirements such as microchipping your canine companion or securing a pet passport. So be sure to contact.
Really?
Yeah.
Who knew?
So be sure to contact the consulate or embassy.
Did they go take pictures?
I don't know. No glasses. You have to wear these certain clothes,
really
no glasses.
Funny. Right, you can't smile. Now you can't.
Probably just as picky.
Yeah.
How do I get that job to just hang out with pets all day and give them passports?
Passports,
That's awesome.
yeah, exactly. Book at a pet-friendly lodging and restaurant. I'm noticing that a lot more too. The little icons of no dogs and such. So it's important that you find a place that the stay is going to be welcoming for the pet, or you may have to pay a little extra, possibly if you have to. You can't find another place that'll work, but at least you know there's not going to be any surprises when you walk in.
Right.
Fly nonstop. Dog lovers and pet reporter Julia Szabo encourages owners to research airlines ahead of time to find out what their pet policies and fees are. Also consider natural calming. This is what really caught my eye with this article. I didn't realize that some pet owners actually tranquilize their pet before flying. According to the American Veterinary Medical Association, it can increase the risk of respiratory and heart problems, especially in short-nosed dogs and cats.
That's interesting, because like you said, you don't think about that.
Right.
To keep them calm while they're flying and everything. So,
right.
Yeah,
I guess
that's
it
very
makes
important.
sense.
Well,
But that would be scary to try to do on your own.
I would think it'd be extremely stressful for the pet. First of all, they're in this dark cargo. All this noise around them. They're away from their owner for hours on time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I guess I would consider another situation. But again, I'm not that close to our pet that I'd have to bring him along. But that's their children.
Right.
That's their
I
child.
know. Yes.
They don't go anywhere without them, and so it can be tough.
You should probably drive if that's the case.
Maybe, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And lastly, they're saying boarding may be better, which I agree, because boarding, at least you get that human interaction while they're there. Most places are really good about taking care of the pets, and they have a great time because that's why they're working there. They love to be with dogs and cats. So certain pets, whether due to medical conditions or temperament, might be better off staying at home. So give that a shot as well too. Do your research, find a good place to put up the pet. They probably will have a better vacation when you're on vacation while you're doing it.
It'll be like a vacation for them too.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's good.
Exactly.
Think about from their perspective versus just your perspective. Maybe.
And socialization, playtime with other people and such too. So yeah, exactly.
Thanks again for listening to this Today's Health and Wellness podcast mini episode, brought to you by Central Ohio Health and Wellness Magazine and Today's Health. We would love to hear from you on our Facebook pages. Contact us if you have a health and wellness segment you would like us to cover. And sponsors, our contact information is in the podcast notes. We look forward to hearing from you.
Circle 270 Media Podcast Network.